Okay, so this is Xiaomi Redmi Note 10 Pro. It came out almost 2 years ago, so it's time to do a little revisit of this one. On the front, we have a 6.67 inches AMOLED display, 120 Hz refresh rate, great viewing angles. Brightness is very high. It's around 500 nits standard, and peak is above 1000. Also, it's covered with Gorilla Glass 5. On the back, you have a plastic, however they call it, background, and in the middle you have plastic frame. So yeah, the Redmi Note series, it's not made of the best materials, but it's very quality. On the back, triple camera setup, even though there are 4 lenses, the only 3 are functional. Laser autofocus, and as you can see here, LED flash. On the top, you have a secondary speaker. You have 3.5mm hole that is not very symmetric, so it's kind of annoying. And you have, of course, dedicated mic. And you have infrared port. Okay. On the right side of the phone, you have volume up and down button. And you have power button with the integrated fingerprint scanner. There's nothing on the left side except for SIM tray, and on the bottom you have primary speaker, microphone, and of course Type-C charger. So yeah, kind of normal display design for even 2023, and bezels are not even that big. So yeah, great design, punch hole front camera. And yeah, so design 10 out of 10, no problems. So for the chipset on this phone, Xiaomi chose Snapdragon 732G. It's not the fastest chipset out there. It was released in late 2020, and even then it was kind of mid-ranger, so don't expect any miracles on it. What was very surprising for me is that I've tried to install DIABLO IMMORTAL on it to give it a shot, and it doesn't support it. And that's kind of very strange, because I had phones like Huawei P10 or P9 that would support it, that were much older than this one. So yeah, kind of disappointed in it, but you can probably sideload it. But yeah, let's try some PUBG instead. Okay, let's see how does PUBG work. So far it seems decent. Okay, frame rate, not too many stutters, but let's jump down. This screen is really nice. Unfortunately, you cannot see it on camera, but it's really nice. Okay, it's actually very smooth. Okay, bit jumping. Okay. So yeah, for PUBG it's okay, but unfortunately Diablo Immortal, for some reason, it cannot be installed. One of the main selling points of this phone was, and still is, its camera. So it has a huge 108 megapixels primary sensor. It's 1/1.52 inches. It has a laser autofocus, and unfortunately it doesn't have optical image stabilizations. However, in video you do have really nice electrical image stabilization. Unfortunately, it only works at 1080p, so no stabilization on 4K. However, remember that even Note 11 series doesn't even support 4K video recording. So this is actually very nice. The secondary sensor is a 8 megapixel ultra wide lens, and unfortunately there's no night mode on that one. And the third sensor is 2 megapixel macro with autofocus, so it's kinda usable but mostly gimmicky. Okay, let's see a few photo samples, video sample, and let's check out the camera interface. Here we have standard Xiaomi's camera interface. So you have a few modes here and the rest under more. While in video settings, you can change resolution here, and you can see that video goes up to 4K 30 frames per second. There's also 1080p 60 frames per second, but no electric image stabilization there. When you switch to 30 frames, you can see how it gets a bit zoomed in. So yeah, that means that when you're on 30 frames, you get image stabilization. 4K 30, unfortunately no. 1080p 60 no. 1080p 30 yes. 720p 30 yes. You also have mode like movie frame, where you get that cinematic look on it. And there's super macro mode that uses 2.5 megapixel zoom camera, and it works actually really decent. So yeah, in pro mode you can adjust everything, including the shutter speed. So for those extra long exposures you can go up to 30 seconds, and ISO value goes from 50 to 6400, and that's really great. One of the great things about Xiaomi's Pro mode is that when you're in the autofocus, you can switch to have focus peaking. So as you can see, what's in the focus is kind of reddish, so that's kind of useful, especially at night. In photo mode, you have HDR controls, HDR off, on or automatic. I keep it always on automatic. You have AI. I turn AI always off because mostly what it does is boost colors, and that's kind of annoying. And you have some filters here that work kind of nice. Okay, so timer, movie frame, guidelines, super macro, tilt shift, blah blah blah. Standard. Under the more settings, you have short video, vlog. They both download from internet. Long exposure also. 108 megapixels mode. I don't use it, and I don't recommend it because image quality is much worse than on a normal mode. Documents, time-lapse, clone mode, that's really fun one. And dual video. Dual video uses both cameras at the same times, and you can kind of switch it, replace it, do everything. So that's great. That's what you get on, let's say, Samsung S21, S22, but you can also have it on Xiaomi for 250 euros. So yeah. Image quality, I'll show you a few photo samples now. I'd say it's decent. Camera is very reliable in any condition, and if you have a bit more knowledge, you can also use it with Gcam. So Gcam is very popular for this device. So yeah, I'd say that camera is very solid. I'd recommend it, and if you need a stable camera phone for cheap money, this is definitely it. Okay, I have a few photo samples, so let's check them out. First of all, we have a normal mode versus night mode. So on the right you have normal mode, on the left you have night mode. As you can see, the night mode is a bit longer exposure, and the quality is somewhat better. Sharper, more colors, so yeah, night mode is decent. Here we have here you can see resolution. This is normal picture taken with normal mode, and this is 108 megapixels. So when you compare it, just a second, You can see there's no much advantages of having 108 megapixel mode. The photo is somewhat softer, so yeah, use normal mode. This is normal mode, it's okay, decent photo quality. And this is macro mode. Macro mode is usable, but nothing special. Okay, let me see this. Okay, so this is standard 1x shot. As you can see, it's sharp all the way to the edges. No problem with it whatsoever. Photo of my watch, also decent quality. Okay, 1x, 2x. So very nice for close-up shots. It's very creamy bokeh, so this is kind of mid-range level camera, a bit above mid-range, I'd say. Okay, this is 1x, and this is zoomed all the way into, I think, 30x. This is kind of 5x, so yeah, decent moonshot. You can see how depth of this sensor, because it's large, you got a lot of depth. So background, foreground, and the focus area, very, very nice. Let me see this. This is 1x. Really, really nice details for 1x. This is ultra wide, kind of soft, but I guess you can use it. This is 5 times zoom. Okay. 10 times zoom. I think 15 times zoom, very bad, barely usable. Again, 1x shot, very nice bokeh effect, very creamy. So yeah, like it. This is HDR on, and this is HDR off. So you can see how HDR adds a bit shadow here. It kind of protects highlights. So yeah, just another shot of my dog that is playing all sad, and he's been out playing all day. So yeah, another one, and again 5x shot. So yeah, decent camera quality. I'll show you a few video samples now. First of all, this is video sample that was made with blog mode. Sorry. It's kind of cool. It does it on its own. You don't need to do anything special on it. Okay, here I have few video samples as well. So let me show you this one. So as you can see, this is full HD, 1080p. This is also 1080p but ultra wide, and this is 4K. Okay, let's start with the normal 1080p. Okay, so this is 1080p video test. Unfortunately, you cannot zoom out from this, so you cannot switch lenses during the video. And the digital zoom, let's see, goes up to 6 times, but it is really, really bad. So I'd say 1x and maybe 1.6, 2x usable, but that's it. Okay, let's go to the 1080p ultra wide. The ultra wide camera maxes out at 1080p 30. It's very wide, and it does support electric image stabilization. However, when you zoom in, it's crap because it uses the same ultra wide camera to zoom in. So yeah, don't zoom in. And let's try a 4K video. Okay, 4K video gives you a bit wider area, but there's no stabilization, unfortunately. So you need to stay very, very still. But the zoomed content is a bit more usable. Okay, here I have another shot of video zoom with the main camera. This is 4K resolution, so it's not bad for video zoom. And another one, this is also 4K. So yeah, decent camera, usable in all conditions, would recommend it. Okay, to conclude, great display, very decent camera, nice video recording. You can put Gcam on it. It's around 250 euros now. It has great battery life, fast charging. Sorry, no Diablo Immortal on it, but yeah, is it worth it for 2023? Yeah, definitely. If you're buying a new phone or used one and you're on a budget, get this one.